right. Welcome in, everybody. It is a beautiful Monday morning on December 27th, and you're starting off your day the best possible way with Daily Bread with Sosa and Rex coming at you live bright and early to give you the information you need to know before anyone else is out there giving it to you. And as usual, the show is powered and sponsored by PickCity.com and the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be checking both of those out. We are live on the Daily Bread Media Twitter page, so jump over there, give us a follow, give the episode a retweet and a like, and then we're also live on YouTube. The best way to be rocking with us, get featured in your show. You can either dunk on us or you get dunked on like Sosa did yesterday with the Keyshawn Vaughn on yesterday's episode of Sunday Morning Quarterbacks. So that is the best spot for your football content. Bunch of winners given out on yesterday's episode. So you got that Venmo request coming into you today from the bookie because you ain't paying out if you tuned in yesterday.
Damn right. You know the deal, man. Oh, man. If you watch the show, there were, I believe, 8 touchdown scores given out on the show yesterday of plus 250 or better. And I don't know any other place on the internet you're getting that. No, I don't know anybody that said Byron Pringle was going to score, Evan Ingram was going to, I didn't see that. We had Spin Doctor with Cameron Brate. Like that was, come on, stop playing with me. If y'all not tuning in, that's your fault. You don't like free money. And I can talk that shit because we do it every day. I mean that. At this point, I really mean it. Like, lock in when it's time. Shout out KJ Osborne getting that touchdown too, plus 420. But you know what I'm saying? That's all. We're going to keep doing it though.
Yes, sir. As you can see, decent amount of the people were tailing us. So we're happy to hear that you're able to get in with the bread. But in today's episode, as you get everyone joining in, we're early. So we're going to get started with the bowl game that starts in a half hour. So that's why when you subscribe, you get those notifications. Got some, not even the afternoon banger. It's a before lunch banger that we're going to start it off with. Get into Monday Night Football, Syracuse versus Brown, the only college hoops games, and then the NBA slate. As we're early, janky stuff could happen in the NBA by the time the games happen, but you're rocking with us. I think we'll make it out all right.
With y'all tuning in with us early, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get on stream with Wham and Eddie like closer to the NBA games because we know there's a lot of volatility and weird shit going on in the league right now, COVID, injuries, entertainment, etc. So it's always better to get a closer look closer to when the games start because we could make picks now and in 5 hours nobody that we bet on be even playing. That's the NBA now. So
all right, let's get rocking and let's get started. Probably going to be about a 15 to 20 minute episode from here on out since there's only about 11 total games to be betting on today, but we got you covered. As we alluded to, the games in Detroit. So Western Michigan, will they have a home field advantage? Who the hell knows? But we're taking the +7 with Nevada at -110. Sure, majority of the team is in the transfer portal. Strong will not be starting back there. You got we'll get to the quarterback later. But with the interim head coach coming in with their top quarterback being out, I expect Nevada to be heavy on the rush because this is what the interim head coach likes to do. And Western Michigan has been susceptible to giving up chunk plays when you just rush it on them. The quarterback, Nate Cox, who is 6'9", so we got a huge guy coming in here to be able to quarterback for us, who can also rush pretty quickly. He looks like a gazelle when he's running out there, but he's a dual threat quarterback, even though he's that tall. What we've seen so far from MAC teams in the bowls, not really winning, not really covering, especially when they're laying the points. So we got to be rocking the +7 with Nevada at -110 to get us started. A lot of people might have the closing line value on Western Michigan since this was sitting at a -3, but we're taking the top of the number at +7 here.
Fair. Yep, I'm rocking with you. Obviously, everybody and their mother is quickly choosing to go against Nevada just because they have backup quarterback, like you said. They're putting a lot of stock in who not playing. I don't think it becomes an issue. And also, I love the angle that we spoke about earlier. MAC teams have just not performed well in bowl games.
Year in, year out. It just always happens that way. It is what it is when you play the Tuesday, Wednesday night football. But I mean, this Nevada team could be running out a decent amount of MAC guys because they have a bunch of guys sitting out here, but still taking the dog in the 11 a.m. tip. So you still got half hour to get that one locked and loaded.
Yes. So you already, like I said, I'm loving that.
So +7, -110 if you got in here a little late, and then we'll stay with the college action, and then we'll get into the pros right after this.
Yes, sir.
All right, your favorite team says Syracuse is playing today. The only college hoops game could be more beneficial than not to
Boeheim and Sons, you mean?
We can start calling them Boeheim and Sons.
Boeheim's and Sons concrete. Come on, bro. That's what Syracuse basketball is right now. I'm sorry.
So when it's the smaller slate, I usually like to stay away from this, but we had a little bit of a break tomorrow. The full slate finally starts to come back. The zone is for cowards. Well, one of a few ships, so I guess it's really not. It hasn't worked out that badly for them. But the Syracuse defense really, I mean, they've been giving up points pretty frequently. The Syracuse and unders have usually been a good thing to be rocking with, but this offense has been pretty damn explosive so far this season. And you got this Brown team has been showing up to some games, other games they've just been getting cakewalked. And after the break here, I don't want to be laying anything on a 9.5 point spread. The over seems to be the best angle and route that we can be going with here in this game if you're really jonesing for action. Brown's offense is pretty terrible, but I think they'll be able to score. You just have to be patient and be able to work the zone, especially make your adjustments to halftime. It's a complete stay away from me, as I alluded to early. So sorry, no action on the day back. Just not a game you need to be getting your money in.
Hey, shout out to Friday. Yeah, I see him. Hey man, I love Somali food. I got a bunch of African friends. Obviously, you're one of them, but you already know. Hello, everyone. Wallahi.
What up? What up? Get that Nevada +7, -110 in a half hour if you're into that gambling action. Nothing in here. You want to get to NFL or should we go NBA?
We can go NBA first, man. As I promised y'all, I will be doing sides and totals now that I have a sample of data. So I have 3 sides and totals in the NBA today that I'm rocking with, and yeah, they're a little different from what people are used to getting from me this season. And yeah, so that's what we starting with. So the first game I'm on is I like the Charlotte Hornets -6.5 tonight, back at the crib. I just think it's a game in which they're going to come out and perform well. That's my call. That's my thoughts.
Houston, yeah. I mean, on the road so far this season, not really liking what they've been doing.
You don't want to bet them you don't want to do that. Like I said, I'm on.
So Charlotte, they're 10-2 ATS straight up so far this season at home.
Hey man, Akbar, I'm not familiar. I know it's not negative. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's like,
but yeah, 10-2 at home so far this season. You got the Hornets 6.5 with Houston, who's exactly 500 on the road so far. Get back at grooving where this Rockets team, they'll probably make it interesting for the first 3 quarters. So if it is still close there, look for a potential live 4th quarter spot because post-Christmas, this is when you see the tank really start to initiate for some teams. And I'm fully expecting Houston. They had their spur. They had their win streak. Now they got back to what they need to be doing. I like the Hornets here -6.5 as well.
Let's go.
So you got Jer rocking with the Jazz and the Grizz. What you liking next, Sosa?
The next one I'm on is completely contrarian to everything people would believe. The thing is, though, I have to wait. I got to see who's back in the lineup tonight for the Hawks. But the Hawks being back at the crib, Chicago being on a back-to-back, I think the play is going to be Atlanta first half spread. That's going to be the play. But I just have to see who plays in the game. And you're going to get the number at 2 plus 2.5, probably a +3 in the first half.
You're going to probably get it better. The way the betting public has already moved, there's 1.5 in the Bulls' favor, so waiting it out could even help more. The minute you get someone big ruled in, it could go against it, but as of right now, the waiting is the perfect recommendation.
Absolutely. So once you get that, the play will be first half spread for me. Yeah. Again, it's completely this is completely contrarian. This is one of those Monday.
Water finds its level.
Yeah, that's really it. It's not Chicago played last night. Traveling, like I said, that's part of why I'm rocking with them first half. I think obviously Chicago's proven that they're a legit team. You can't call them a contender. We haven't been to the All-Star break yet. It's too early to make any of those. But if the game does get postponed, like Jonathan just said, it's possible. But like I said, either way, just for me, it wouldn't matter who plays for the Hawks. I just like them first half based on it. Wouldn't matter to me as it's just waiting to see the final number, really, But the first half, I would take them first half. That's it. I would not take them full game because Chicago will, take care of them in the second half, like they, because they have the better team. And they're deeper. Obviously, they got DeRozan back. They got, they're the team originally that was struck by COVID, and now they're getting everyone back. So, it's the cycle in which we have to deal. You used to be you're waiting for players to come back for injury. Now it's everyone's out 10 days because of COVID. And then the final, I have one final NBA play, and that is going to be the Utah Jazz -7 on the road against San Antonio. Jazz team showing that, they're top 3 in the West. They've been pretty dominant across the board. Home or away, I just like them to be a great regular season team. We were having this discussion about just who's a contender and who can win. Now, listen, I have no respect for this Utah team until they show me they can win in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So in the regular season, though, they're going to be an extremely dominant regular season team, and they're going to win us a lot of money in the regular season. The San Antonio team played last night. I don't like them to be I don't like them. I think that they are gracefully tanking. San Antonio is doing their best here. They feel as though the NBA owes them a top 5 pick, and they do. So San Antonio will be picking in the top 5 in the NBA draft this year by design, because that's just how it is. Right now, they're 14-18, and you're going to see them do exactly what Toronto did last year, which is lose on purpose without showing you that they're losing on purpose.
And two angles that I really like that support this way as well is the first one is Utah in games where on the road when the total's higher than 220, they're 5-0 ATS. And their other angle is revenging a home loss versus the opponent. They're 3-0 ATS. So it's a nice little 2 spots there that I think those actually play some worth with trends, even though it's not the way to make the play, help back it up. And I like when you have those 2 angles rocking with it.
Yes. I mean, the Spurs absolutely came into Utah and gave them the business. Utah's definitely got that on their minds. And yeah, like I said, this is just a spot where Utah should obliterate them.
So one of the questions that I have for you, Sosa, and I know the viewers like to hear when we say this, so far, more than 90% of the cash, the total number of bets is split almost 50-50, but people are hammering the Celtics tonight.
Yeah, I think that has to be COVID related, obviously.
Was it 8.5 right now, or 9.5 right now that you have it at.
Yeah. I mean,
Another
everybody
game that could get pulled off the board, but as of right now, everybody and their mother is all over this
everyone's got
opener.
COVID. Cat's got COVID. Edwards got COVID. That's really all you need to know. Like you can't touch the Minnesota Timberwolves. Um, Jaylen Brown looking like an all-star again. Jason Tatum looking like an overshooting shooting guard again. Uh, I think it's a stay away for me. But I don't see anything wrong with taking the Celtics to cover. I mean, it's just unavoidable, man. And there's I said it yesterday on Sunday Morning Quarterbacks. Like this is going to become an issue where players missing COVID could cause other people to have to overextend themselves and get hurt. And this is something that that casual basketball fans and people who are viewing the product are not getting. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. I mean, you got guys coming off the street and playing, right? But think about it. When half the roster's out, your superstar is going to feel like they got to do more.
Yep.
It becomes a mental issue as well. And I think people shy away from that, bro. People really shy away from actually understanding it. The mental and physical aspects of what's going on with these players is insane. So with that being said, like I said, for you saw it with Toronto. Like Toronto couldn't even field a fucking roster, bro. Toronto didn't have a chance last night.
Even the Ravens, they're
They didn't have
so
a chance.
ravaged by everything as well. You saw the guy was a street free agent. They even call him a free agent. They said street free agent, which was a new term that I've seen the Twitter people use. But the 3 late games tonight, so you like anything on those, or should they just tap in with you, Wham, and Eddie later and we get to the NFL action?
Tatum just entered COVID protocols. Well, even less reason to even look at that game. It'll probably get. It has to
Yep.
be. It
All
has.
right, so let's
To
get into let's just get into the NFL game tonight, and that's how we'll wrap up the show. Sorry we didn't get to Memphis at Phoenix, Dallas at Portland, Brooklyn at the Clippers, but Sosa will be live later.
We're gonna get some props in later.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point, because obviously you don't even have props for half the damn games because of this fucking COVID bullshit. There's no way around it.
So just a reminder, if you tapped in late, Nevada +7, -110 starts in 20 minutes. We'll shout that out one last time before the stream, but let's get into the Dolphins versus Ian Book. So I'm trying to remember, did Tua and Notre Dame never played each other? Did they?
I think they
With
did.
Book there?
I think they did. I think they did. They did. They beat
Yeah, I
us.
think it's going to look a lot what happened to the Saints is going to look a lot like Notre Dame, and Miami's going to look a lot like Alabama tonight when they did, because this Miami defense is on a roll. New Orleans coming off a shutout. I'm trying to figure out, or I'm trying to pull up what their ATS and what their records are after shutting out a team here. But Sosa, what are you liking it here? Because I'm liking the Dolphins too much, but it's too big of a number to be laying.
For me, with this one, there's only one unit I trust, or 2 units I trust in this game, and it's the defense from both teams. Miami's defense has played much better. Obviously, they're hot right now. But then you have a defense on the other side who's going to bring it. You know, like the defense from New Orleans is going to bring it no matter who the opponent. They play well against everyone. Against everyone. So for me, I think the play here to really touch is the under. I think that's the best play of the night. I see both defenses, and the number's low as shit. It's 37 for a reason. I think I could see Marshawn Lattimore taking Devontae Parker out. I could see DeMario. DeMario, I think, just entered protocol for. I think he's in protocols. So yeah, for me, it's Dolphins or nothing and the under. Now, if I'm going to take props, the props that I love would be. Hold on, let me get this shit up. It is. I like Alvin Kamara over over 88.5 receiving and rushing yards combined. I think he'll have a good game. He'll catch probably 7, 8 passes. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll just be a close game. It's two teams, inept at quarterback, and I like Tua, but he ain't it. He's not the show, in my opinion. He's good, but if you're telling me that he ain't Joe Burrow, you know what I mean? He ain't Joe Burrow. And people were talking about tanking for him. Like, I'd tank for Joe Burrow. Like, he's good. Not for Tua. I'd probably trade Tua for a pack of now and laters right about now, to be totally honest. And the grape kind. And don't nobody like the grape kind. You know what I'm saying? So I personally would have to I can't endorse anything from Tua. I think what you can do is this. You can split a unit on these two bets. And it is New Orleans defense and special teams to score a touchdown, and Miami defense and special teams to score a touchdown. Split a unit between both. Miami is at plus 500, New Orleans at plus 550. You will get a defensive or special team score in this game. I guarantee it. Both the quarterbacks stink. Both the quarterbacks will give it up. Ian Book has had 0 reps with third and fourth string guys. We finna get some of the ugliest fucking football we've seen ever tonight.
Yep, it's going to be a bad one for the national media or for the national fans. Hopefully it's not your first game watching it, but what we've seen historically, and especially in the last 3 seasons, is this is when the Saints have usually turned it up and turned it on to make that late playoff run. They're 7-3 ATS in like the last 4 weeks of the seasons over the past few. And this is kind of where Miami, they just haven't played that great in these pick'em type games. When the line's been +3 or -3 between that marker so far this season, they're 1-3 ATS. Who the hell knows what happens here? By like the Fins easy. Not official, but Fins easy.
Hey man, like I said, I can't I can't bet on Ian Book, and this is coming from one of the biggest Notre Dame fans you'll ever find. And yes, I'm an even bigger Notre Dame fan now after realizing how fucking corny Brian Kelly is. God, jeez, he's cringe, man. God, cool shirt though. I love the shirt, the throwback, the old school Tiger, fire.
It's a basketball one, don't worry.
But yeah, it's one of those just tread careful type of deals, man. If you're betting props and if you need someone to score for you in this game for fantasy purposes, best of luck. That's really all I can say right now. This game is ugly. Ian Book made the pros because he went to Notre Dame. I really don't know. I mean, if you guys have followed Brian Kelly, he's not put very many quarterbacks in the league that were good. So for him to even have a job is impressive. For Ian Book to even have a job in the NFL is pretty impressive. I mean, who's the best quarterback for him to have put in the league? Probably
nobody.
Like, I'm trying to think, like Deshaun Kaiser, but he never started. He
started a few games for the Browns. He's on the T-shirt for the Browns,
right? So he's the best. He's the best quarterback that's ever played under Brian Kelly. If we're talking about NFL success in drafting, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right, and that's not saying much. Which lets you know that Brian Kelly that's actually a credit to Brian Kelly being a great coach. It's not being able to win with great quarterbacks in college. That matters. LSU only wins with great quarterbacks. Just that's the difference. The once every 10 years, they just get an elite quarterback to show up and all the other athletes shine. That's how it works.
Oh God, yeah. I'm going through I just put the list of all of his quarterbacks. Yeah,
they're awful. They're
Tommy
awful.
Reese.
Right. Deshaun Golson. What was the lefty? The lefty from Jersey. Zaire. What was his name? Malik Zaire. Wasn't that his name?
I don't fucking remember, man.
Yeah, we were the quarterback stunk. It's amazing what Brian did. Duke Johnson, ATD. I mean, running it back from last week, it's clear that Duke Johnson is getting a lot of the time. Also, you got to realize that Duke Johnson gets a lot of love. He went to the University of Miami. That's why he's got a job. He's from Miami, so the fans love him. That's something that people got to throw out there. You know, what I mean, the fans love him.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
pretty,
really,
and it's not looking too hot for Gaskins as well at this point. If Duke is coming in and stealing the spotlight,
yeah. So if you have anybody in fantasy, it is what it is.
I was
But
about to
yeah,
say that probably wraps us about up for today. We can keep just bullshitting and talking, but I gotta get out of here somewhat soon. So,
hey man,
anything else you want to wrap up with in today's episode?
as soon as the game opens up for the Minnesota Timberwolves, hammer Malik Beasley to score 30. That's just because he's just gonna take 40 fucking shots. If the game happens, Malik Beasley will go for fucking 50. Just that's all I got.
I like it.
So
Nevada +7 -110 starts in 10
the
minutes.
quarterback's a lumberjack for today.
Yeah. Just think they're gonna be able to run it against Western Michigan, and we're just not gonna trust favored MAC teams and bowls. Sure, Nevada doesn't have a bunch of guys suiting up for them today, but I think they'll be able to instill their run and keep it close. All right. Make sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're
Appreciate y'all.
almost at 1,000 YouTube subs giveaway. Once we get there, our second giveaway is in the mail, so we'll be debuting it on a show, and we'll be figuring out how we give away an autographed memorabilia to some lucky subscriber or follower. But other than that, we'll be back live tomorrow. Daily Bread with Sosa and Rex. We're out.